So it's 19 degrees here in Michigan. It's cold. It is very cold. And when I think of cold weather, I think video games. Now, I could play SSX, I could play Steep or anything like that. But what I really want to play, what I really want to play, is something that's going to make me feel warm, something that's going to make me feel good and think of the beach. I think I need to play me some Samba de Amigo. So yeah, Samba de Amigo. I kind of mentioned this during my Dreamcast top 10 that I did a couple of weeks ago, where I said I owed you guys a review of Samba de Amigo for the Wii. And here it is in all its glory. So starting off, this intro is bananas. This is like the most Sega thing that ever Sega did. And how about that game or that company title right at the start with Gearbox there, huh? Kind of crazy. Didn't know they had worked on this, honestly, until I popped this in. That's pretty cool. So if you don't know what Samba de Amigo is, Samba de Amigo is a rhythm game where you play as a monkey with maracas, and you are playing just the greatest samba hits that you can think of. The game is a lot of fun. On the Dreamcast, you actually had maraca controllers, which were pretty darn cool. But on the Wii, sadly, you don't get the maracas. You just have the Nunchuck and the Wii Remote. The game is all gesture-based, so you start. There are 6 different directions you can shake. You can shake to the sides, up, or down. One of the things that I kind of had forgotten about with playing this game is that you need to make sure that the controls are pointing in a particular direction before you start shaking them. Because if you just decide to shake when you're pointing to the sides and then decide to shake up, it doesn't register. But as you see here, you point up, and you have to hold them down to point down, and then you shake and everything's good. Now, there's all kinds of songs on here. This is just the first level. As you can see, we do have the Macarena, Jump in the Line, Smooth, featuring a fantastic cover of the Rob Thomas and Santana song. It's a lot of fun. The game's got a whole lot of style, a whole lot of personality to it. It's hard, and even the easiest levels are hard because there's a lot of kind of figuring out how the controls work, because it doesn't logically make sense when you just sit here and you're like, well, I'm pointing up, why isn't it working? And as you go, you start off with just simple shakes, and that's all you have to do. You just have to make sure that you're matching up to where those are. Now, as the game grows and as you play a little bit further in, the songs obviously get harder. You rank just like you do in any other rhythm game, so like Guitar Hero or Parappa the Rapper or Jammer Lammy or anything like that, which is great. But then you do things like they toss in poses where you have to hold the Wii Remote and the Nunchuck in a certain direction to fulfill where it's telling you to point. And that's great. You know, it's so simple and such an easy idea that it's kind of... It really could only be Sega that would come up with it. You know, no one else would have come up with this idea. This is 100% a Sega game. It's weird and it's fun. Now, as you play a little bit further, like I said, the game does get harder, and you can see you do have some me representation on screen as well, which is great. But the game itself is pretty basic. It's like any other rhythm game you've ever played. It's not that hard to wrap your head around. What gets difficult is when the rhythms really pick up and things kind of go, for lack of a better term, bananas. And you have to really kind of keep up with the rhythm and match the performance of what's going on the screen. So some of the things that I do like about this game are obviously the design and the colors, and everything is vibrant and beautiful. It very much feels like what you think of when you think of a Wii game. Bright, colorful, cheerful, happy. It's very much that in spades. Now, there are certain things that I kind of miss from the original. Like it doesn't quite have the charm of the original because it doesn't have the maracas, obviously. But the game itself is still fun. It's still really solid and a whole lot of fun to play. I mean, I'm playing the Macarena here as we're watching this, and I didn't want to blow my brains out. Like, it was just something that I had a lot of fun with, because, you know, it's samba. You want this kind of just fun, peppy, happy music, and that's okay. Like, obviously, when I'm playing, when I'm playing Guitar Hero, I want, to play the Sex Pistols or the Ramones or something like that. But Here it's alright to have Harry Belafonte or the guys from the Macarena or Rob Thomas and Santana, as I mentioned. It's good stuff. Each level's a little bit different. Each level's a little bit crazier. Each level's a little bit weirder. This one here, you can see it has a dance where you have to shake in the direction with the two controllers and then get back to set to actually shake the rhythm. So there's definitely change-ups as you go. There's a lot of differences and a lot of fun to be had in this game. Well worth the couple of dollars that you're going to pay for it now on any third-party website or at a thrift store like I did and get it for a whopping $1. George Washington got this game for me. Lots of fun. I love Samba de Amigo. It's definitely a great Wii game.
So while Samba de Amigo for the Wii might lack in charm when compared to its Dreamcast counterpart, since it doesn't have the actual maraca controllers, performance-wise, it's right there. The Wii Remote and the Nunchuck work perfectly for this game, and I think having a Wii Motion Plus actually really helps out in this situation. The game is fun, the music is bright and cheery and a good time, and it's a nice change of pace from a lot of the normal stuff for the Wii. It's actually a port and a game that was made, you can tell, with some love and some care. Real interesting to see Gearbox's name at the start there too, so it's a pretty good pedigree behind this game. I think it's definitely worth checking out. I found it for $1 at a Goodwill here, and I think it regularly sells online for about $5. So you're definitely not going to break the bank if you want to play it. It's a great rhythm game, a lot of fun to have. Hope you enjoyed this first of our past due reviews. This is us looking at maybe not necessarily retro games, but stuff that's just been in the backlog that needs to be looked at and talked about. There's going to be more of these coming up. I've got videos already recorded for Punch-Out for the Wii and Batman Brave and the Bold for the Wii, as well as some stuff for the Game Boy Advance, like the Golden Sun sequel and a few other games, Mega Man Battle Network 3, for example. If you enjoyed the video, please give a thumbs up below and let us know what you liked about it, and if you disliked it, give us a thumbs down and let us know what we can do better. We're always looking for constructive criticism to improve ourselves. If you have watched all the way through, please consider subscribing. This is the kind of stuff we normally do. We've got some outdoor stuff coming up as well, although the Michigan snowfall is kind of putting a damper on that right now, so that might have to wait a couple months until things warm up a little bit. Until next time, do more of what you love, play more games, stay positive.